Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to AEM Achieve, or good morning to you West Coasters. My name is Mike Coffey, and I'm Vice President of Sales for American Equity Mortgage. Today's presentation on building your online reputation featuring Jeff Lobb will begin in just a minute. All of you are currently in the listen-only mode. However, you have an opportunity to ask questions by typing them into the text box located in the webinar control panel. Time permitting, we will strive to get to all of your questions. This event is being recorded, so if you'd like a copy of the recording, we'll be happy to send it out to you. I want to thank you all for attending today's inaugural event of AEM Achieve, and I'm sure everyone will learn something from today's presentation. At American Equity, we have the pleasure of partnering with realtors and realtor groups across the nation, and we want to create a platform that will provide tools, training sessions, and resources that essentially help you grow your business. We plan on delivering events on a monthly basis on a wide variety of topics and hope you will plan to attend each month. As a direct lender for over 22 years, we remain committed to one goal, getting our customers and our partners to a better place. Now, let me introduce today's speaker, Jeff Lobb. I've had the pleasure of attending a number of events with Jeff, and I always learn something new. Jeff is the founder and CEO of Spark Tank Media, a consulting firm specializing in real estate technology, productivity, and mobile strategies. He's a renowned speaker, trainer, and coach, and the former Vice President of Technology and Innovation at Exit Realty Corporation International. Jeff has been a realtor for more than 2 decades. He's been a top producer, a broker owner, and has extensive experience with mobile technology and internet, both with startups and Fortune 500 companies. Jeff knows real estate and technology inside and out, from the ground up. As we all know, technology is changing the way we communicate and the way we do business. Jeff firmly believes that with the right use of technology and tools available to agents today, you are creating a better experience and a better closing transaction for all of your customers. The thing I like most about working with Jeff is that he presents technology in a simple manner, and he breaks it down for even the non-technical people like myself. He makes technology for real estate simple. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jeff Lobb. Jeff?
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm excited about today's session, and a big thanks to AEM for putting this on. Today's topic is really all about you, digital DNA. It's really what your online reputation is all about. And in some cases, you may not even realize what your online reputation is saying or not saying. So while this is being recorded, pay attention, take some notes. Obviously, if there's questions, ask them in the question bar. We would like your participation. We're going to try and answer as many as we can towards the end. And there's a lot of great content right down to the last minute. So please roll with us today. My contact information is here on the screen if you need me afterwards as well. So let's talk about this reputation first. Many of you that have been in the business a long time have really genuinely earned it. You've been through different seasons, different recessions, different times of the market. And that's not the reputation, though, I want to talk about today. The reputation I want to talk about is the one that's online before people get to meet you, before they know you, and potentially only have 2 to 3 seconds to make a decision as to whether they're going to work with you or not. So I think today you're going to find some places that you may not be fully taking advantage of, maybe you didn't think of, and or maybe a different perspective of how to think from a consumer's perspective, not just necessarily from the agent's perspective. So I really love this presentation because it really hits home in a lot of places. So first of all, let's have some fun. If we could have some fun, and if you guys were standing right in front of me, I would ask questions, but in this case, I'll probably leverage a poll that you guys can take advantage of. So take a look at the screen. We're going to go shopping. I know many of you like to shop. We're impulsive buyers as real estate agents in general. We're going to buy a laptop. And today's laptop we're going to purchase, and you all have to play so you can get the point of what I'm making here from a consumer's perspective. We're going to buy a Toshiba satellite laptop, the same size, the same shape, the same color, same hard drive, the same warranty, the same everything. I even picked 3 stores that have almost the same shipping costs within pennies of each other. And we have to make a purchase today, and we're online. So you got to play. Store A has that laptop for $460. Store B, same laptop, same everything for $479.99. Store C, $561.95. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to launch a quick poll. I want you to make a decision as to which company would you buy the product from. The poll should be launched. I want you to go into your computer. I want you to vote Vote honestly. I'm pretty frugal. I know which one I would pick. And I'd love to see some of the results of this. And actually, I've got a little spin on this one. It's interesting. I'm going to give it another minute or two for you guys, maybe 30 seconds. Okay, looks like most of you guys have voted. And I'm going to close out the poll in just a second. Here we go. Okay, so here's our results. 84% of you, and thank you for the participation, said you're going to buy A. 8% said B. And 8% said C. Now, while I always am interested in the B and C, you have to understand, as a consumer, there is no right or wrong answer. It's your money. You spend it how you wish. You spend your money based on how you feel or the level of service you think you're going to get. But obviously, we had very limited information here. So, you made your decision. This is where the majority of people would pick, as well as myself. I would probably pick A as well. So I'm in the same category. B and C, if you get time in the chat box for maybe later to talk about, just give me a quick blurb, one sentence, why you decided on B or C, just for my own reference. I would really appreciate that. Now, knowing that information, I'm going to give you guys another set of data. Ready? Here goes. Boom. Shiny stars. What are shiny stars? You all know them as reviews, online ratings, whatever it may be. And I want to now go down this exercise and show you something from a consumer's mind, because you, as well as myself, are consumers too. We base our decisions on a lot of things. So the first thing I want to take a look at here is, now that I've given you data, store A has 1 star out of 5, 2 ratings, and 0% positive. B, 5 stars, 38 total ratings, 100% positive. And now C, 5 stars, 100% positive, 4 total ratings. So if I were to play this game again, and if I said to you, I'm going to launch another poll with the information that you have based on reviews, here comes the next poll. I want you to vote A, B, or C as to where you're going to buy this now. Poof. Look at the flow of this voting. That is awesome. Look at you guys. Come on. Another 10 seconds. Get them in, get them in. Oh, look at that. I love some risk takers here. All right, good. I'm going to close it out. Last second. Done. Closed out. Here's what we got. 93% of you said B. Shifted to B from A. 2% of you said A. And 5% of you still said C. Once again, just for my feedback, whoever put in A or C in the question bar somewhere, just put in the reason why you might have done that, just so I have an idea for future reference. Now, 93% of you picked B. If I had to ask you why, I think I know the reason. 5 shiny stars. It was the next best price item. The reviews made you change your thought process. So here's what I want you to understand. While you're a consumer mind, shiny stars, and if I can clarify these shiny stars, they're not experts that wrote those reviews. They don't even have to be in the business. They don't even have to be accurate. They're from people you don't even know. And yet we believe them almost 95% of the time, and we change our buying habits. What you also told me, besides changing your buying decision, is that you're also willing to pay more money based on other people's reviews that we don't know. That's a true statement. That's everything you just told me. And that's great because, look, there's no right or wrong answer. That's how I shop as well. So it's not that some bizarre thing. We believe what we believe. My concern is this is a visual snapshot, though, of a store or person's reputation online. We don't know the boo-boo shop there at store B, nor do we know Howard or Ship to Wolf. But based on what we see, we've made that decision. Let's take this now another step. Let's take it into real estate for a second. And I want you to think about something like just what we've shown and we've proved is I've got 2 different agents here. And of course I had to do a whole bunch of blocking out to, to make this make sense and not show anybody's profiles for their own reasons. 1 vote up top, 1 recent sale, 5 shiny stars. That's a review. Down below, 0 reviews. And obviously not much going on in the sales category. Now, I don't need a mathematician to help figure this out if I ask you what's the difference here, because obviously 1 versus 0. What I really want you to think about is what's the real difference? The real difference of the top one versus the bottom one. And here's what I think the real difference is. Follow me on this one. in my opinion, the top one gets the phone call, the bottom one doesn't. True or not true? Okay, now I can't see your answers, but most of you probably said true. Because in most cases, based on what you shared with me, the top one shows that they've got positive results. Thanks, Ernest, for true, right? Supporting me there. So it's true. Now, here's the other thing that can happen, and this is where perception and online reputation matter. What if I told you this? And this wouldn't be a shocking statement. It's happening every day. The top agent with 5 stars, 1 review, is a 1-year rookie in the business. The bottom one, 30-year veteran, top producer. Would you know the difference? Isn't that a shame that you would never know someone that's earned 30 years of a great reputation in the industry online not only doesn't show it, gets beat by a potential rookie or even inexperienced person because of online reputation and perception. So it happens every day. There's pros and cons to this. There's a huge advantage of having reviews, especially if you're new into the business. There's opportunity here. If you're a veteran, and look, don't get me wrong, I'm one too, we have to find a way to step up our game, because some of you might think, I don't like that company. I don't like that website. I don't like the online portals. And if I'm not being disrespectful by saying this, I don't care. Because guess what? It's not about us or what we like. The consumers are going to these sites for many, many reasons, and we're not going to go down that path today. And our business online is to get in front of as many consumers as we can. And when you're in front of them, they got a quick decision to make, and you got to look good, have reviews, and have a reputation so they make that decision on you. Because I'll tell you what would happen. If you could be a fly on the wall and watch a consumer have this choice, you're the bottom person and your competition's the top person. If you could actually watch them click the top button and they didn't click you to give them the next $6,000 or $8,000 commission, it would make you nuts. But here's the problem. You don't even know it's happening. You don't even know you're losing business because you don't get to see it. Okay? Next, one more slide up here. Here we go. So now we take the one that's got 1 review, because some of you might be saying, yeah, I'm good. I got reviews. I got a bunch of reviews. I'm good. Well, okay, you might be. And look, if you're doing a great job at this, big kudos to you. I'd love to see more of what you're doing. So share that with me. Here's a 1-star, same agent. And now I'm going up against 5 stars, 111 reviews, 77 sales. If I had another poll to throw together for you, I would say, which one would you ideally pick from a consumer's perspective to maybe show a home or have a question for? And not everyone would pick the second one, but I bet you a good 90-some-odd% would. Why? Based on that perception, again, that's what it looks like. More experience, more exposure, more this, more that. So this, in turn, is another scenario where you might have 8 or 9 reviews and think you're cooking along. Go look at your competition. Pull up a Zillow or Trulia and look at your actual reviews in your market and who you compete with. Where do you stand? What page do you end up on? And how's that making a difference? Because whether you like it or not, there are people making these decisions every day based on your online perception. So hopefully that made some sense there, because I want to shift a little bit gears now into your reputation in a different capacity when it comes to Google. And by all means, this is not going to be an SEO, search engine optimization session. It's going to be a very simple thing, all directed to you and your name and where you stand. Because, we used to take it very loosely by saying, oh, if you type in my name, you find me. I'm on Google, of course. And after a while, I started thinking about it. And I'd say, of course you'd find your name. You type in your name, you get it. But then I started doing more research and realizing that not only do other people have common names or names in other industries that match your name, even if they find your name, what comes up? Is it your Twitter account or your blog, or is it the website you really want? Or if it's the website you really want, like number 10 down on the bottom of the list? Or do you have someone that has a better, more competing name based on their reputation by another industry? So keep in mind, when a customer is looking for you, how long will they continue to look to find the right person? So if you don't give it to them in the first top 3 to 5 categories of that first page, they're going to be confused. They'll click out and go find somebody else. So let's go down that path for a second. So here's a good example. And look, Billy Winnie, I'm sure he's out in the universe here. He's doing a great job on Zillow. That's a Zillow reviews. He's got 53 reviews, 5 stars, 11 sales, badges, and all sorts of awards going on. To me, rock star, doing a great job. When I go to Google Bill or Billy Win, so you have to understand, not every customer is going to type in either your exact name or even your right name. But let's just say we called him Bill Win or Billy Win. Either way, first of all, the first page of Google, I didn't find his photo. As far as I could tell, none of those look like him on the photos. So I went down further. And I started looking through page 1 on the left, page 2 on the right. And I started looking at, okay, well, there's a LinkedIn. Oh, that's his LinkedIn profile. No, it's not. See, you get fooled by that because what that's taking me to is to LinkedIn to look at all the Bill Wins in the universe, not to necessarily the Bill Win. Okay, possibly. It might take him to, or take me to a different Bill Win. It could take me to Bill Win's profile, but not Bill Win, the realtor. So we have to understand where's it going to take us based on the links. Look further down. I've got the encyclopedia definition of a Bill Win from history. On the right-hand side, I've got a blog article regarding a different Bill Win. YouTube clip, definitely not the Bill Win. Dr. Bill Win, most likely not the realtor, et cetera, et cetera. Where's the agent website of Bill Win that I want to go search for homes, or the guy that I'm looking to research that's coming to my house tomorrow? That's the part I'm looking at. So I'm going to help you a little bit here. So here's my little scenario, my story. I usually kind of talk about things that I've tried that I work with myself personally. When I started looking at my name, I ranked pretty well for my name, but at the same time, there were at least 4 or 5 other Jeff Lobbs. There's, Jeff Lobb of Chase Bank. He's the vice president of Chase Bank somewhere. There's a Jeff Lobb of a manager or director at Walmart. There's a Jeff Lobb soccer player, and there's a Jeff Lobb CFO or chief marketing officer of Edible Arrangements. So, it's mixed all in. And even when you found my name, the first thing you used to find for me was my Twitter account. Do you think my real estate customer wants to find my Twitter account and is going to find it useful? So at the same time, it wasn't productive. So I painted the picture and said, what do I really want? If a customer gets to the page, what order do I want my stuff and where do I want it? I wanted jlobb.com. That's where everyone can find me. That's my personal digital business card. That's the one I want them to click on. For you, it might be one of those types of pages. Maybe it's your real estate page. Whatever it is, itemize your priorities. Then I had my Facebook page, my Twitter page, my LinkedIn account, and everything else. Now, initially, it never looked like this. It was a whole bunch of Jeff Lobbs. So how did I fix that is I went to a site called brandyourself.com. Brandyourself.com has a free platform as well as a paid platform. I'll share with you briefly how that works. Obviously, if you don't know this by now, but at least 75% of HR departments for regular jobs are Googling applicants. I can promise you many of your customers that are interviewing you are looking at some kind of a result on you somewhere and what pops up. So hopefully it's good. Here's how Brand Yourself works. It's a simple, really simple platform. Top buttons up on the left-hand side. It's either do it yourself or concierge. I'll never tell you to not spend any money. I happen to use the free version first. That's what I did. And from there, I play along with the free platform because it seemed to have worked for me. If you want to enhance concierge, feel free to do your own due diligence and check out that platform. Here's what I did. I gathered all my links together first. Everything I had, my Facebook pages, my LinkedIn pages, my blog, my YouTube channel, everything I own. You should have a link to it all anyway, so you have records of all your stuff. Then you're going to key them all in to this dashboard that they give you. And once you key them in and submit them, they get pushed into the Brand Yourself platform. And what it's going to give you, and I'd rather describe this to you because I don't have a screenshot of it. If you could visualize, it's going to show up basically the first page of Google for your name. And it's going to show you what does it look like today. And to the right of each post or each post on Google, it's going to say, is this you? Is this not you? Or is this something negative about you? There's 3 buttons. And you're going to go down each one and you're going to tell Brand Yourself basically the number 1, nope, that's not me. Number 2, not me. Number 3 and 4, me and me. And then if you have something unfortunately negative, while negative can't disappear, you can make negative definitely go to page 2 and 3 and 4 and hide it. That's the best way you can cover it. So you're basically telling it which one is you, and that helps them prioritize which one they're going to boost, which one not. From there, here's what you get then. You get a dashboard that'll show you where's your Google rank on the left-hand side for that link or for that website. And it's going to say, which one do you want to boost? And by boosting it, it breaks it down real simple. And if you look at the second one, the jlob.info on the screen here, it's got a little tiny green on that bar. Not much was done there. So if I were to hit the boost button, this is when I first started way back when I hit boost, guess what it told me? Well, Jeff, in order to boost this, you need to make sure you didn't complete your profile. You didn't put any tags in this. You forgot to upload your photo. You didn't give it a good title. And it's telling me all the things I should have done anyway, but that Google needs to find it in search anyway. So it baby steps you through the little things that you didn't do to give it the power to rank better. Hopefully that makes sense. You'll get a weekly report on this stuff. It'll show you how it's progressing. For me, brand yourself, it took me about 6 months to get exactly the way I wanted it. If you go onto a page, if you're after this session, don't do it now. I don't want to distract you. But when you're done, if you're sitting in session or by yourself, just go to Google, type in my name, Jeff Lobb, and you should see the results being pretty similar to what I showed you on the screen. And I think you're going to find it pretty close to the way I've wanted it for about 2 years now. So it works. It takes time. It works. So definitely use that to brand yourself much better and get yourself up in the ranks where you should be and where your customers are going to find you easier. Next off, your digital DNA for social. I could talk social for hours. I could train this stuff for hours. I got about 10 minutes to give you some tips on this. And I'm going to give you some good ones, quick and fast. First of all, 2 things happen with Facebook. There's a lot of noise going on. There's a lot of people posting. And quite frankly, there's a huge opportunity here to stay in touch with certain people that we never had before. I think many of us take Facebook too darn seriously. You know, I hear, oh, it doesn't generate leads. It doesn't do this. I didn't get any listings from it. Well, just squash all that for a second, because let me promise you this. It wasn't built for real estate. It wasn't built for leads. It wasn't built for any of that nonsense. All it promised you was, I can get you in touch and connected to more people. More people to do better relationships, create better online presence, and just to connect with people you never had an opportunity to connect with for visually and in online. So let's just keep it simple as that. It's a way to connect with more people. So what will happen is people take Facebook and social media very emotionally. The reason it's so successful is because it's based on emotion. And I can prove this to you because many of you will feel this exactly when I tell it to you. You're going to understand is if I said to you, how many of you posted a really cool post in the past week or so, something you were excited about, you were really just pumped up to post it online and share it with the world. And when you posted it and pushed that button, what were you doing 30 seconds later? Yeah, you don't have to answer. I know the answer. You were going to hit the refresh button to see if anybody liked it. And then you were hitting the refresh button 30 seconds later to see if anybody commented on it. And you're looking going either, holy cow, 3 people liked it. That was fast. Or, oh, no one's liking it. Refresh. Refresh. Some of you become mad refreshers, refreshing that button because you have the need to feel liked. And if you don't, you get almost upset about it. People not paying attention. Then there's the other personality, of course, that really doesn't really care if you like them or not, but they have the need to be heard. They just want to be heard. So you have to understand, people take this very personally if they become ignored. And I always like to ask who has teenage children, because if you ever want to feel ignored, have a teenage child and you'll learn that real quick. It's a painful feeling of frustration of being ignored. So 2 things can happen that's going to either make or break your social presence with your customers. First story first is, let's just make this up, and by all means, don't tweet this. It's not real, just a fun story I'm making up. Let's just say my own sister, comes back from the doctors, says she's going to have a baby boy, sonogram in hand. She posts it on Facebook, right? It's up there. And here I am sitting here talking to you guys, working on a busy day. By the time I get a chance to go look at that Facebook post, as excited as she was to post it, where is that post when I finally get a chance to look at it? That's right. It's way down the bottom somewhere in all the stream of newsfeed. So guess what? I didn't see it. I missed it. So what happens? A day or 2 goes by and my sister realizes, hey, where's my social media guru brother? He didn't like it, comment, and do nothing. She feels ignored. The same is going to happen if your customer you just sold one of their biggest assets to. 2 months later, after you're finally done with the closing, your life moves on and busy, their life moves on, they make a post. Just got done renovating our kitchen. I love my new home. I love the new colors. What do you think of the new kitchen? They make this post. You're too darn busy. You didn't see it. Everyone else comments on it. Everyone else likes it. Where's my realtor? Where's my agent? Where's my real estate professional? Where'd they go? They don't pay attention. Oh, they got their commission already. So that's the problem with, you have to, if you're on the platform, you got to be on the platform to leverage communication. So here's how you're going to keep it simple. Just start with lists. Probably you have lists already, but if you're not managing your lists, let me help you manage it. And I'll give you a really cool way to stay in touch with them on your mobile device. That's just as easy. So let's go here first. If you don't know how to create a list, top button under friends, create a list. Now you're going to create a list based on names. It could be your family, your friends, your clients that you just closed on, your other, maybe it's your office colleagues, so you stay in touch with their lives. And when you have that 5 minutes, go to your lists. Don't look at all the noise first. Go to the list. So for me, family, I can see what my sister's saying. I can see what my cousins are talking about. All quick and simple. It's all broken out for me. My colleagues, people that are in the space of speaking, who are they talking about? What are they talking about? All top of mind. Then I could go search the whole stream. But I don't want to miss something important because A, not only do they feel ignored and left out, I miss something important too, which is the whole purpose of this platform. You will find that if you create a list for the customers that you've sold properties to, and you stay involved, and by all means, this is not the end all to communication after the sale, but this could be one of the most powerful tools you have by staying connected in their lives after you've sold the home. Sending drip mail is great. Sending them postcards is good. They get a magazine every quarter from you is cool. But realistically, you congratulating them on their daughter's graduation, the birthdays, the parties they had, the vacation they took, keeps you in their lives visually and ongoing. That's one way you stay really connected. The other thing you can do with a Facebook list is you could create it based on geography, based on location. And when you've already signed up for Facebook, you've given it the location you currently reside in. So in my case, Augusta, New Jersey is where I sit today. If I wanted to create a list based on geography from Augusta, New Jersey, maybe it's a town-wide garage sale or an open house we're doing in 2 towns, something in that local market where I want to just talk to them, I'll create the list by simply selecting that town, and I could type in how many miles spread I want to see. So friends who live within 30 miles, 20 miles, and it will give you the scope of how far that range is from Augusta, New Jersey. And then I can have just that list to communicate with just that group. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, to show you how quick technology is changing, this is a fabulous tip. When you have that 10 minutes standing in line at Starbucks, you're standing in line at coffee, lunch, you're waiting for a sandwich. These slides are up here, screenshots from my device, but to show you how quick tech has changed, literally just found out like yesterday or the day before that this feature is still there. They just moved the buttons around. So I'm going to share with you where the new buttons are. But the premise is this. If you already have lists done from your desktop and you have those important ones like family, friends, and colleagues, they're accessible right on your mobile device where you could be standing in line, go to your list of past clients, and just see what they're talking about. Like, comment, and stay involved for the time you're standing in line wasting anyway, waiting for a sandwich or a cup of coffee. So here I have it shown as the news feed with a drop-down menu to those lists on the right-hand side. So if you want to take a quick note, pencil this in, is if you look at the bottom of the first slide on the bottom left, it says newsfeed, request, messenger, notification. There's a more button. In today's new version of the app, click the more button. And when you click the more button, you will scroll down to the words that say feeds, F-E-E-D-S, and you hit the arrow to the right. Once you hit that arrow to the right, it will open up exactly what you see on the right-hand side. Most recent, your family, your tech friends, and everything else. So they simply just pushed it under more and then feeds, and feeds will open it up. So really, it's 1 or 2 buttons on your mobile device. Open up that list, connect with people, stay in touch with them. It's a fantastic, quick way in between appointments, open houses, whatever you're doing, to stay connected. So there is no reason there's not enough time to do this. All right, so real quick way to do it. Here's another quick snapshot of how I stay in touch. I hit my family. Here's my sister. She's scrapbooking. She's doing this. I feel more connected to her because we live several hours away. We don't see each other that much. So that's how I use mine, by using lists of family, friends, and colleagues. Next is farming pages. It's like drinking water through a fire hose, right? Got a few more minutes to go. Facebook farming. I think if I had to ask you this question, and if you feel the urge to type this into the question bar anyway, just so I could see something. If I asked you, Which do you get more engagement on and interaction on, your personal Facebook page or your business page? If any of you have the question box in front of you, just throw a, which one do you think? Most people are going to say the profile page. Why? Because guess what? On the profile page, you're human. You're talking about kids, friends, family, stuff you did on the weekend. People want to know what your life is all about. People want to know more about you, the human behind the screen or behind the realtor that's doing the work or behind the stage that you're on. They want to know more about you. The business page we took too seriously. And yes, it's a public page and it's Google found, but we start posting like, here's my listing and here's a cool thing about mortgages and it's all this good stuff. Great content. But quite frankly, nobody cares because they could get that content anywhere. I could get mortgage information online. I could just Google it and find it. Your listing, I see a lot of listings. I just go to Zillow or I go to your website. I go anywhere to get it. So it became just too blah. So I think if you're going to have a business page, and if you have one that's working, that has that stuff, keep doing it. This doesn't say there's right or wrong to this. If you have it working, keep it working. But for the majority that aren't working, maybe take this approach. Let's create business pages based on answering the questions that your customers really want to know more about. Like, what's my house worth? What's the community like? What's the town I'm moving to? Give me something about the area. Give me something I want to know about where I'm going. So here's a couple different ideas just to show you the niche targeting on a Facebook business page. I call them farming pages. Here's Tampa real estate investments. There is no secret to what this page is about. It's about investing in Tampa. It's all about hard money, loaning money, construction costs, flipped houses, pictures, ideas on how to make more money on investment properties. Well, guess what? If a realtor happens to be, the manager of this page, and they're sure there's opportunities in there, but they're not selling real estate stuff. They're talking about how do I help the investor in Tampa? Here's another good one. The Tampa Real Estate Insider. Well, the Real Estate Insider is obviously sounds like more of the gossip line of all this. It's what's happening inside and around Tampa. The scoop, if you will. A lot of people are intrigued by that. That's her spin on it. She's a real estate agent in Tampa, but she's probably gaining a pretty good sized audience for those who want to know what's happening, the latest stuff. And one of my favorites, Top 10 Miami. Top 10 Miami happens to be top 10 beaches, top 10 bars, top 10 restaurants, top 10 things to do. If I were in Miami, this is an engaging place to figure out what is the top 10. Now, guess what? Who's the expert here in your marketplace? It's you. It's supposed to be you. So you create your top 10. You could create top 5. I don't care if you create top 3. Create something community-based about what's happening because now it gives you a chance to do what? And I wish I had more time to go down this whole path because I just did this on a training day yesterday, is this will actually give you the leverage to go prospect companies. Prospect a business. Hey, I think you're one of the top 3 restaurants in the area. I'd love to spend some time with you writing things up and taking some photos. Could we spend some time talking about your business? I want to put you on my Facebook page as the top 3 or the top 1 restaurant in the area. You don't think you can't build a relationship with a business owner that has 1,000 of my customers walking through their doors every day that own homes? A whole different prospect there. But listen, it's the idea concept. I've also seen recently 2 different types of pages too about what's my home worth in, it's facebook.com/what's my house worth in Bergen County. Facebook.com/ what are homes selling for in my county? And all they're doing is taking MLS data and their own knowledge of data of the home prices and making it a page based on home values and what's sold and asking price versus sold price. And they're giving data to the consumer. This is more emotional play on town and community. The others are data driven based on here's some information you want to know because everyone wants to know the value. Come to this page and I'll be showing you everything that's sold and why it's sold and my opinions and all this good stuff, all based on having a page. That type of page will get more attention than probably maybe the page you have now. Just some ideas for you. LinkedIn data. Now, I think we make a huge mistake with LinkedIn. It also ties into prospecting businesses too because they pretty much tell you everything about their life online. Years ago in my corporate days, I used to have to pay thousands of dollars to get access to this information. And now it's thrown at us for free. And here's what most of us do with our data. We go to LinkedIn. I'm just assuming some of you. Look, I know the mortgage industry uses LinkedIn much more as a day-to-day tool than real estate. But in real estate, I'd say 5% get there maybe on a weekly basis, maybe 10% if we're lucky. The other 90% once a month to go, what the heck's going on there? And then you see all these people who want to connect with you, all these people you probably don't even know want to connect with you. And you go, okay, heck, connect. I'll just keep connecting. I don't even know these people, but connect. I don't want to feel bad and make them feel, unwanted. Connect, and then go, boom. I'm not going to talk to you, though. I have nothing to talk to you about. I'm going to connect with everybody, and then I'm going to stand in the corner and not talk to anybody. What's the purpose of that? I just don't get that part. We do all this connecting online. I got 600 people on LinkedIn, yet I don't talk to them. I don't engage with them. I don't do anything with them. I'm not sure why we go through that process. But anyway, even if you do, it's okay. 2 things. One, real simple. Pick up the phone and set up one lunch appointment with somebody, please, in your local market, and ask them how you can help them with their business. Mr. Insurance Guy, I get a lot of inquiries in the real estate business about insurance. I know nothing about insurance, but I get a lot of my customers asking me about it. Could I take you to lunch? Could we spend some time figuring out how I can help you with your insurance business? I could probably drive some traffic to you. Would you mind having lunch? If they don't want to have lunch, there's someone else that will, because that's a no-brainer. I want to help them with their business. Because what do you think in turn after we have lunch together? How can I help you, Jeff? That's a good question. But let's build the relationship first, right? So 1 lunch a week, from LinkedIn, it's easy. Because guess what? You already have the commonality to walk in the door. Hey, John from Mr. Insurance Company. I didn't know if you know this, but we're connected on LinkedIn. I kind of saw your profile the other day. Thought maybe I'd ask you to go to lunch. And if you're not going to do anything with it, the best thing you can do is, if you didn't know this, LinkedIn has a place where you can export the data. You can export your LinkedIn contacts and email addresses out of LinkedIn, and you can import them into your contact management system or even upload them into Facebook. Okay, so you could definitely download this stuff. At least if you got 600 people on LinkedIn, get their name and email address out of LinkedIn, put them in a place where you can at least email them and talk to them another way, and at least you'll have some type of data. I do that twice a year. I export every 6 months to update and refresh my LinkedIn list and put it in my CRM. Okay, so good tip there. Leverage LinkedIn, 1 lunch appointment a week. Make it happen. Next, reviews. We're still talking about we talked about online reviews and shiny stars. What about video reviews? Have you ever tried to get a video review of your customer? And there's probably a few really good video gurus here in this group today that could probably capture some good video. I look at trying to get video of customers sometimes like herding cats. It's just impossible to get them to stand still and say the right words at the right time and try and get it captured on one good shot. Because the last thing I want to do is get into editing and tweaking and blending audio. Just want them to say some nice stuff for about 30 seconds. Because I think you would agree that if you could get a good 30-second video review, you could get a lot of leverage on that between YouTube, your own channel, email campaigns, and putting it on your website, talking about why they would use you or your team or your company. So I think I might have found a simpler way, possibly. Happens to be through a company called BombBomb. Many of you might be using BombBomb. Maybe you use it and didn't know this potential opportunity was within the BombBomb system. So I'm not going to dive into the whole BombBomb platform. I'm just going to try and skinny it down a little bit to get you to the end result of how to get video reviews. But I will at least give you the premise to say, obviously, if you want interest, the link here is at the top, bombbomb.com/Jeff Lobb. But what it is basically, it's a video email platform. You don't even have to send videos through it. You can send photos through it. You can send regular just email templates through it. But video, it delivers amazing. Doesn't even have to be you on video. It could be your virtual tour video, any video. And what I liked about it real quick is you can have a skin framed out where you can have your actual website buttons click on each part of your site. If you look on the left-hand side, it looks like a website where those buttons could actually be clickable and linkable to my website. I could put links, hyperlinks, attachments, anything I want attached to my video email. Great way to grow your biz, and most of you are really intimidated with video. So if you can't be behind the camera to do it, we're going to find a way to at least get your customer behind the camera and see what they can say. 3 easy ways to do it. Easy to create video, automatic way to follow up on leads. For lead follow-up, using video and collecting testimonials is another way to do it. So I get this asked all the time, Jeff, what camera? What should I use? And, 5 years ago, it would be a whole bunch of different reasons why and this and that. Nowadays, pretty much any camera you're comfortable with that's current. Your iPhone, your Android are pretty darn good cameras. If you have a DSLR, go for it. Your webcam on a current computer, pretty good. Almost all of them are okay. So don't stress out about technology and the actual equipment. Let's just worry about what to say and how to say it, how to get more stuff executed versus worrying about the actual product. So the one beauty of what I like is when I send something via BombBomb, it does show you how many plays per day, how long the video, what video engagement means, how long did they stay on and watch the video. So if they chopped off in 2 minutes out of a 3-minute video, it's going to show me where they started dropping off. So the statistics and the data are absolutely superb when it comes to using this platform. How many got sent? How many got delivered? How many opens? How many clicks? How many people hit the play button? It'll send it to my smartphone when they play it. Any option you want as far as finding out the data. To me, huge value there. And what I really like is being able to create a video drip mail system. So let's say I got some good testimonials, or let's say I wanted to have a market update video email that goes out to my customers every month. Here's the market update. What a way to brand yourself, and what a way to talk about some of your upcoming properties and to get your own branding done by once a month having a market update. Where do you get the data from? Your own MLS and your own data system. Come up with about 30 seconds to a minute and a half of something to talk about how the market is and why it's changing, and create yourself an automated follow-up video campaign system. But the hidden form for me, or the hidden wonder of BombBomb, came about 6 months later when I didn't even know this existed. I admit, I didn't know it was there. Started diving into it and realized, holy cow, I'm missing a huge chunk of this value. It's custom forms and lead gen forms. Lead gen forms, you've all probably filled one out. If you'd like to get a copy of this free ebook, fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we'll send it to you. Boom. Same thing, except you get to create the forms. They are as simple as clicking a button and a drop-down menu to make the form. You don't have to code anything. You don't have to know any technology. You just tell it you want the first name, last name, and email address. Click the buttons, and you get to pick what options they have. So you can create lead capture forms for surveys, open houses, clients that are done business with, reviews, anything you want, or maybe to generate leads on properties. So I came up with one to stick to the focus of a customer testimonial, and I threw together just some generic verbiage here that says, we can't thank you enough for doing business with us. You probably realize by now that purchasing a home can be a bit stressful. We've done everything in our powers to make it a great experience, blah, blah, blah. If you can record a little video down below about your experience with us, the value of our services, or maybe why others should work with us, I would greatly appreciate it. And I put now smile with a little email address required, because the next thing you can do is you could drag a video box into the bottom of your form, like the one I'm showing here. And this video box, it's where it says allow or deny. When the customer gets your form in a pretty format, it's going to have this video box that says, please allow us to use your camera and microphone on your computer at your house or office where they are. And they can have a record button to sit in their home or office and record a beautiful little video with the kids in the background or whatever they want to do about how they love their new home. And it's going to look something similar to this. It'll just open up the camera on their desktop, hit record, and when that video is done, it automatically gets sent back to you into your BombBomb account to be used as a link, an embed, or whatever you want to do with it, downloadable. That's genius, because I can't get customers to stand in front of a live camera and talk, without babbling and we're just going on to different topics. Here they can sit and do it in a fun, light way at their own home with things going on and capture the best you can. I figured if I sent out 100 of these to my past customers and I even got 5 good ones back, it's 5 real good ones that I never had anyway, and it's still not going to cost me any more money than what the regular BombBomb platform is. So it can't hurt you to try it. It might even come back comical and funny. The only one little thing I would do here is have a little box or another little added wording that says, please check the box, and you put that in your form to give me permission to use your video for any of my marketing, public relations, listings, or whatever it is. Create some more verbiage there. And if you need help, I have some. You can always email me. Just so it checks the box so they give you permission to use that video for God knows what. If it's that good, you want to leverage it. Okay, certainly, last but not least, talking about you and your reputation. the business card. It's not going away. Business cards are still here. They're one of the most important things you have because you get asked for it all the time. You have a card, and you're first to pop out the card. But one thing that I find very comical, and I did this yesterday in a live training event, and it's humorous in a way. It's not to embarrass anybody, but it is humorous. I asked somebody who has a business card that has social media logos on it. And in this case, this gentleman here see those logos, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. And then I get a copy of the business card. I stand in front of the room, and then I start pushing the buttons, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. And I'm pushing on them because they don't do anything. What are they there for? To tell me that you're on Facebook? Cool. Like, I'm not sure, and maybe just to show that you have a social presence. But unfortunately, it doesn't turn it into a digital card. It doesn't take you anywhere. So although it's a cool look, it's not the most effective. So I'm not telling you to get rid of your business cards. I'm going to show you a way to improve on them and give you a digital one that I use personally. Use it every day, all day. But let's first take a look at some of this change that's happened. Take a look closely. How many of you have a bunch of these? And I mean, take a close look. Business page, LinkedIn, a Google Plus account, a Pinterest account, an Instagram, a cell phone and email address. I got a P.O. box. I got a website. I got a company website. I got a lead gen website. My office phone number. I have an e-fax number. Holy cow, OMG, right? So if I ask you this question, how does a customer want to communicate with you in today's digital age? The answer is, I don't know. You can't know. Some might want to text you. Some want your email. Some want to find you on Facebook. Some want to Google you. Some want to just mail you something. Who knows how they want to get a hold of you? And years ago, it was so much simpler. When I started this business in 1988, man, it was so darn easy. We had no technology to worry about. It was pretty much this. Office phone number, office fax, home phone, and you were really cool if you had a home fax and a pager. And you know what they thought if you had a pager back then. But I had my pager. And then eventually email and websites were born. Now, today, if I had to look at all the ways to connect with me right now, it's kind of a hot mess. I mean, there's all sorts of links, and you'll probably see some of this. Maybe it's you, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but maybe you have a lot of these links under your email signature. Follow me on Twitter, connect with me, and this and that. Okay, those are good links, but it's not the most professional looking. It really isn't. So, give you some advice here. Pixelhub.me is a great social media digital business card website / everything else you want it to be. It's an all-in-one place to put all your digital and social stuff under one domain name to keep it clean and simple. So while it will give you a website, a clean, responsibly designed website where you can use their graphical backgrounds or your own, you could create tabs for whatever you want to say at the top there. So hers says homes and short sales and press, but you could have one that says search for homes and link it to your search website. You could have one that says go to my blog, anything you want. But at the same time, it takes in all of your social media stuff, and I'm going to show you here. If you look on I think it's the right-hand side here, all of the icons are direct links to all my stuff. On the left-hand side, it's it's my Instagram channel. It's my Twitter channel. I have my YouTube videos underneath it. They can contact me, and this is through the main website itself. The real value of all of this comes into play when I take it from the website to the most important place where I have my mobile device, which is right here. It's usually in my pocket, and it gives you a beautifully designed mobile website where the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, all of them are live hyperlinks that have call, text, and email all to action at the bottom of each one. Home, social, contact, coming soon, about me are all links to each page, but it's optimized for mobile. And I put it under all one domain, jlobb.com. So I encourage that. Use mine as a good example. Go to my site, jlobb.com. Check it out. Get a feel for it. Now, here's the way I like to hand off a business card. I'll try and end up with this. If I asked you this, and I ask this most live audiences, if I gave you my business card now, or if you ask someone for a business card, where is that business card in 7 days? Most of you give you the same answer. Some say, well, it's probably in a pile on my desk. Some say it's rubber banded in a stack somewhere on my shelf. And others simply say I've thrown it out. Now, there's that few small percentage that said, oh, I used my cam scanner on my phone and I shot a picture of it and I used an app to take it. There's maybe 3% of the people that are going to do that. But if you tell me you're throwing my card in the garbage, you make me nuts now, because how am I ever going to get a hold of you, and vice versa? So where do I really want my information? You know as well as I do, I want it in your phone. I want it there. So if you happen to look I'm going to give you descriptively, on the right side, right picture at the very bottom, there's a little box with an arrow. I can click that. I can actually take jlob.com, and this is the way I prefer to do it. When someone says, Jeff, do you have a business card? Sure, I have a digital one. Do you mind me sending you a digital one? No problem. So I open up either my text chat or this box down below and say, let me have your cell phone number, 973-277-2009. I type it in, and I either type in the text box www.jlob.com, and I send them that link. That link opens up to this mobile website on their phone where they can save it. They can save it as a shortcut on their device, and they can even save it as like a local app on their phone. I like to do it for them so it's on their phone indefinitely. Now I've got them in their phone. And while I'm waiting for that text to go through, if you're pretty smooth in your conversation, I'll say, great, I just sent it to you by text. It'll probably be there in a few seconds. While I've got you and I've got your phone number, let me just have your name again, first and last, and I'll put you right in my phone. Boom. In my phone you go. New contact. Got yours. You got mine. I'll still take your card if you want, but I know I got you in my phone. That's how I use pixelhub.me. I leverage it to get responsively into people's devices, and they in turn accept it in, and they have a better way to track me down. Hopefully these were really good tips today. Let me do this. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of questions to answer. I want to get to a whole bunch of questions, and there's a couple things right here at the very end I want to make sure we share. But before we do that, I want you today to look at hopefully the value you got out of today, and talk about the next webinar I'm going to be doing with AEM Achieve. I want you to jot this down in your calendars. I'm going to give you the topic already. It's going to be called Follow the Lead, converting more leads with the right words and the right systems. We're going to talk about converting more leads, auto response systems, what platform you're using or not using, ideas and things to say to the customers, how to follow up with them, and hopefully a way to convert more of the leads you get. July 24th at 2 o'clock Eastern time. So it's Eastern time. Mark your calendars. I'll be super excited to talk about that topic as well. And if we do have some questions, I'm going to go right on back to see, guys, do we have any questions coming in? Or?
Yeah, Jeff, we have a couple questions. First of all, thank you very much for a great presentation. I don't know about our attendees, but I personally took a lot of notes, a lot of great information here that I'm sure people can put into their business world right away.
Thanks, Mike.
Before we get to the questions, I want to thank everybody for attending today. Really appreciate your attendance. Following today's event, you're going to get an email thanking you for attendance and asking you to complete a short survey. We'd really appreciate your feedback on this event and how we can make this event better going forward. So Jeff, just a couple quick questions. Several questions regarding the Facebook business page. It appears that most people have a personal Facebook page,
Yep.
But they don't have a business Facebook page. Should they have one, and what's the best way to go about setting one up?
Yeah, I think they should have one. Again, if they haven't started one yet, it's probably better than having one that's not working. So to follow that niche that I just shared with you on these screens before is come up with an idea or concept that's going to give you that niche, not just a Jeff Lobb real estate agent page. Come up with something like something about your community, something about specifically something you're passionate about that your customers want to hear about. Then create that business page. I can't describe how to create it here, but I have some tutorials on how to do it if people want to inquire. But they should start one because it's still a public page, and they need to make it a different approach to serve their customers, not necessarily to serve them.
Okay, great. So where can they get more information in terms of your assistance in creating that Facebook business page?
They could shoot me an email. My email's on the front page, or just go to jeff@jlob.com, jeff@jlob.com, or jeff@sparktankmedia.com. Either one will work.
Okay, terrific. The only other question I have right now is creating a website look on BombBomb. Where can they get more details in terms of customizing that page?
Yeah, awesome. If you go to my BombBomb link, bombbomb.com/Jeff Lobb, there's probably a phone number and a contact. They have superior service there. What you do is tell them you're on one of my webinars. You saw one of my custom templates is what you want to ask for, a custom template. They do cost a few bucks, but I'll tell you, worth every penny. They can say, okay, well, what do you want it to look like? Tell them you have, let's say, if you love your website, send them a screenshot or the link to your website, and they can put the live buttons of your website right in your BombBomb email page. So that means is when you send a video email out, all of the links that they put in from your website will be live links to search for homes, everything. It's really responsibly and done well. So worth whatever bucks they charge you. Not real expensive, but a great way to brand yourself properly.
Awesome. Thanks for that feedback. I want to thank you again, Jeff. Great presentation, getting a lot of notes over the chat line saying great presentation, great job. So thanks everybody again for attending. Again, to reiterate, we have another event on July 24th. Save the date. It's Thursday, July 24th at 2 p.m. We'll be sending out an invite, so hopefully you'll attend again, as well as invite some of your friends and peers to attend with you. We want to thank everybody for attending. Have a great day and happy selling.